Okay, I'm starting the resurrection spell for Gage. Tarde venire magno.
Pussy! Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 10 of the CTT podcast. I am no longer dead, and we are joined by our friend Ty.
I stole the shovel from the shop.
Put the DS away, Ty.
Yeah, right. As I said, welcome back to episode 10 of the CTTV podcast.
This kid.
So,
Ty, put away the DS.
No, okay. I stole the item from the shop, so when you go back, he's like, oh, I wasn't kidding. Blah, blah. He's like, this is the ultimate.
Shut up,
And he
Reed.
zaps you
Don't
with
care.
lightning and kills you.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just like the intro.
That's awesome, Ty.
wow, thanks for that, Ty. So, I wanted to start off.
Episode 10, ladies and gentlemen.
Double digits.
So,
What an
Episode 10, ladies and gentlemen.
They just spilled his
Oh my
drink.
What an intro.
oh my god.
It's not that much. It's not that much.
It's like a little baby.
You sound
piss
like you
bladder
just
worth.
witnessed a fucking tragedy.
It's like the buy my No. Wow, look at those waveforms.
Dude,
Wow,
Okay.
episode.
That is
So-
scuffed.
I wanted to start off this episode with a little bit of a story.
Okay.
So, today, I was, woke up, I had eaten breakfast, and I was figuring, I got a hankering to take a dump right now. So,
As you do.
I go to my bathroom, and I think, wow, it's a little too quiet in here. So, I'm going to start playing music. Obviously, the first choice is Angel of Death by Slayer. So, I start blasting Slayer in my bathroom. And it gets to the beginning of the song where it starts screaming because someone's like getting tortured. And I hear shuffling on the ground. And then immediately, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And my mom decided that she thought I was hurting or having a stroke or something in the bathroom. And she comes over and knocks on the door about 30 times asking me if I'm all right in a very frantic voice. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, Mom. I'm taking a shit right now. She goes, what was that screaming? I was like, Slayer. She's like, what? Slayer.
She probably thought you were doing like heroin or something. Just like rocking out the Slayer in the bathroom. You were just like,
Just shooting a line up. Just fucking going hardcore.
Just slumped.
Yes, sorry. Got to do my crystal meth while I'm in the bathroom with Slayer playing.
I can just imagine you doing that.
You can imagine me doing crystal meth. I don't know if I'm supposed to be insulted or not.
Crystal meth is hardcore, Gage. That's kind of a compliment.
Crystal meth is also like
On the list of all the things that are hardcore, that's probably number one on the list.
crystal meth.
Crystal meth is like the most Chad drug.
I think crocodile is
No,
number one.
crocodile's
So on the list of all things that are hardcore, I think crystal meth is number
Crocodile
two.
actually isn't that
point.
bad.
Yeah, it is. What do you
It's
mean?
really bad because of how impure it is.
It's not that
People,
bad.
like,
It's
mix
really
shit.
bad though.
Well, yeah, that's the whole reason it's so dangerous, though. is because
Well, it's just a
people-
derivative of morphine, actually. It's not actually any.
Oh, it's just morphine.
Okay, well, I'll believe that when I
But
stop
like
seeing
people are
them
like,
mixing
oh, if
gasoline.
you do crocodile once, your fucking arm falls off. It's like, no.
Well, you have to do it multiple times, but people mix fucking gasoline and petrol.
Yeah,
in that
but they
shit.
do that in heroin and like every other drug too.
You have to do it more than one time, guys. But what the fuck is an addiction that makes you want to do it more than one time?
Okay, well, there's gasoline and other shit like heroin, but I've yet to see heroin literally eat your flesh from the inside out.
Dude, that definitely happens to people.
It happens, but it doesn't happen.
I feel like that would happen from like an infection. If you did
Yeah,
heroin.
it's mostly an infection, but like,
Okay, I suppose it is an infection, but still, the comparison of injuries between the two is still by far.
we're comparing heroin and crocodile. It's like
kind of two opposite ends of the spectrum.
it's
a little
the
bit,
same thing. Though.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Or if you do drugs, put them on Live Leak.
Do drugs if you're rich.
Do drugs if you're rich. Do drugs if you're poor.
I recently just watched the very ending of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And it has to probably be like one of my favorite endings to a show.
Oh yeah.
It's
Jesse, where's my cock?
I don't know, just like that whole sequence where he kills all the Nazis in their little clubhouse and he sets Jesse free. And like that one guy, he's like, it's like the main Nazi, right? Mm-hmm. And he's all like, he got shot and Mr. White's in there with his gun and he's about to shoot the guy. And the guy's like, no, wait. And he like grabs a cigarette and he's like, you want your money, right? And it's so good because Walter won't get his money unless this guy tells him where it is, and he's like, if you keep me alive, I'll tell you where, and then he just shoots him.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't care.
By the way, spoiler alert if you haven't watched.
Oh yeah,
Breaking Bad.
spoiler alert.
The show's like it's
been like
7 years old.
Yeah.
That's literally the very end though.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert in 7 years in the making.
Yeah, like just shut up if you spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Bro, you spoiled it for me. What the fuck? I'm not gonna watch one of the greatest television shows of all time because you said the Nazis died.
Bro.
And then I watched El Camino like literally like right after.
Ooh, that'd be kind of cool to.
No, yeah.
It's the straight continuation.
Honestly, it's a pretty good movie. Like
It is a good. Actually, I was talking to somebody about this last night. That's how good of a movie it is.
Hell yeah, dude. Very nice. That was a very good burp.
Yeah.
Actually, it was kind of beta, like
It was
beta
a big,
boy.
it was
Beta
a big
burp.
guttural. Ty's so unprofessional.
Yeah,
You don't need to get a
Ty's
drink in
walking
the
at
middle
you,
of the
bro.
podcast.
I'm moving the mic around for Ty. It's your second
It's his
time.
I can't believe it's your second
God.
time.
You've already lost your podcast.
Suing him for like defamation of our podcast.
Him suing him for being Italian.
Yeah.
Meatball.
Hey, meet the pizza pasta.
Pizza pasta.
I got the Italian hands going right now. You can't see them, but I'm moving them back and forth vigorously.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, babbity boopity.
They actually do that shit in Italy
I know.
so hard. When I was in Italy, I saw an angry woman chase down this guy, flicking her Italian hand at him.
They do it in Chicago too. If you go to like this like Little Italy, holy shit, you'll see it so much. I remember I was down there one time and I was going to, it was like some fucking small pizza parlor or whatever. But you know, guy behind the counter, he's talking to like one of the cooks in the back in Italian, whips around and immediately starts buzzing the Italian hand.
Dude, when I was in Brooklyn, when I went to New York, we went to this pizza place, and we were the only people there, and the brother was fighting with the guy in the front, like,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself.
That's how you know it's good.
And then he came over to our table, and he's like, all right, so what do you want?
Hey, Gage,
Yeah.
what sound would your penis make if it made a sound when you got a boner?
We talked about this last podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were gonna. It would make so. To put a little context in, you know, the penis. For those of you who are unacquainted with a penis, when it gets hard, it slowly starts to rise up and get hard. So I imagine it's like an air compressor for a blow-up mattress. So you know, for like a solid 5.5 minutes, and then it finally
Takes you 5.5 minutes to get a boner.
and then finally, once it reaches its opus of filledness, it does like the overfilling sound.
Yeah.
And then something in my body just shuts the sound off, and you know,
It's
there
good
you
to
go.
go.
I have a boner.
Hey, what about you?
Oh, we
already
went over
talked
this
about
last
this.
episode.
So
it's
it's
your
you.
turn.
So what were
yes,
you
now
saying?
you gotta say
This
what
is
it
a
is.
heavy. This is a heavy question.
Yeah.
I knew immediately.
Assume this happens for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Pick wisely.
God, I don't know. Fucking the GameCube intro.
Ooh.
The full GameCube intro.
But I want to imagine it where it just kind of shuffles around and it's
And when you hear the
boom, it just goes boom. Wait, and if you like leave your pants on, it just shoots directly, like just creates a perfect hole. Just boom. You're like, God, I gotta buy a new pair of pants.
these jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if?
So that's pretty good.
What if
I
people's
like that
penises,
one.
when they were getting hard, all made different game console noises? Like one was a PS2 startup.
they like scream into the void. It's not-
You get some dude with the PS3 startup, and you're like, really? You chose violins tuning?
The old school Xbox startup used to scare me as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Just a little like, oh no, I'm thinking of the PS1, just a little boom.
No,
That's a
the
good
best
pull.
one would be like you're getting in the mood and you're taking off your girl's pants and then you just hear Sega.
It would also be so. You guys ever gotten those ads for Google Stadia where it kind of sounds like there's
Oh
like
my
a
God.
sad horn in the background when it's playing?
I can't believe Stadia still does ads.
But what would be hilarious is if some dude whipped out his wiener and it was starting to get hard and it was just the Google Stadia ad playing the entire duration.
Stadia is like such a sad story. When I heard about Stadia, I said instantly like this is gonna fuck up big time.
Oh, yeah.
And it hit the shit fan hard. And of course, Google fans were like, no, it's not hitting the shit fan, guys.
Oh my god.
And Google keeps trying to push Stadia so hard that now you're getting ads. It's like, Stadia is free to try, guys. Wow. That's really enticing me to pay for the games I already own.
Yeah, when Stadia was
again.
coming out, everybody who had it was always complaining about, yeah, the controller sucks, I always lose connection, the game loses frames fucking instantly.
God, I love getting lag in a single player game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Steam. I actually have the little. What's the little Steam guy
Link?
called? Steam Link. I bought one when it was like $5. They did it way better. But I guess it's essentially LAN streaming.
Well,
so you don't
apparently
have to go over the
Epic is
internet.
like making their own better version of Stadia.
Oh,
Yeah. Right, I
they
mean,
have the cash for it.
oh yeah, Epic definitely has the cash to do that. They pretty much buy any big fucking title they can get their hands on.
Seriously, who did they just
Did
buy?
you guys hear that Microsoft just bought Bethesda?
For
bought the-
$7.5 billion.
They bought the parent company for Bethesda. So not only did they buy Bethesda, but everything connected
Yeah.
to it.
So that means they have like id too as well, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Which now I feel like
Problem is,
Doom's just gonna fall right in the shithole.
yeah, because
Maybe they'll
remember
make
when
a good Fallout game though.
remember when fucking Microsoft took over 343 and they ran Halo into the goddamn ground?
Yeah,
that's true.
I really
Rare-
don't. I really don't want.
Rare,
But like
Rare.
Fallout,
Really don't want that to happen.
Fallout's already at like
Fallout's already at a low.
it's already in the shit.
Yeah,
so
but the
it
problem-
can only go up from there.
The problem is though is that
No.
Do not jinx this.
with yeah, the problem is though like with the Fallout and with the Elder Scrolls series is that Microsoft has this fucking horrid practice where they decide that they take all the people who have been working on these games for years and decide let's replace them with people who've never worked on them before.
No, that's a good idea because the people that have been working on Fallout don't know what the
No,
fuck
it's a
they're
good
doing.
idea for certain aspects of it because there are certain pieces that should not be changed.
Yeah, okay.
Like world builders, people who like create map designs and shit like that. Don't change them, despite how shitty the gameplay might be. The maps that Bethesda has always put out have been always really fucking good. Environmental building, voice acting, and all that shit. You can improve some of it, but don't change the core of it.
Yeah, like
Like-
how it works.
Yeah, don't change how it works. Change the content within. If you want to get new story writers who can actually write a story, I'd be all for that. But don't gut the entire process and start from scratch because
I
that's
don't know, dude, because
not a good idea.
Fallout New Vegas was like a complete departure from like
Yeah, but New Vegas was made by what, Obsidian?
yeah, Obsidian, which were the original people
Yeah,
who
but
came out with Fallout.
Yeah, but the thing is, Obsidian have had experience for years making amazing RPGs that have been critically acclaimed from every.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they have.
Before that, all they had experience was like those point and click like computer games.
Yeah, it's true.
that they had.
Good point.
What, are they? Are they?
And then they
those
then they used all the tools Bethesda had, and then they made an amazing game.
Okay, fair point. Because they did start making really good RPGs after New Vegas.
Yeah,
kind of.
what's that one that they just came out with? Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yeah. That's,
I heard.
I've seen a lot of people playing that.
Yeah, I heard it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I've heard Outer Worlds is pretty good too. They're making a new one too, a new medieval RPG.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they released it during the Xbox game press release.
Oh, that's Obsidian's a really good company.
Yeah, they're coming. It's coming to PC, new Xbox, and I think the new PlayStation.
Okay, I'm looking for.
But it's a medieval fantasy RPG, and they just kind of cock teased you with it, but it still looked really good.
all they did for Elder Scrolls 6 was like a pan shot.
Oh yeah, a pan shot of the fucking landscape, and that's all we've gotten.
They're like, we have no idea when this is coming out.
We're not going to see that game for at least another 2 or 3
Oh,
years.
it's not coming out till 2022.
No, guarantee it's not.
Yeah.
Probably even past that.
Yeah.
Maybe 2023.
Yeah.
I'd say like even like games that aren't that big take years sometimes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like TF2 was like a 7-year.
Everybody's still waiting for GTA 6. Fucking 8 years later.
They were like when TF2 came out, there was like that whole meme where it's like hope it was worth the wait because it took so long for it to come out.
Oh
Because
my God,
TF2
yeah.
was like reskinned 3 different times.
Yeah.
It's a good game though.
It is.
It is a good
well,
game.
it was good.
It was a good game.
2013. Everything past 2013. Dog shit.
And now it is infamously known as Hat Simulator.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What was it? Fucking. I was seeing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay.
Go.
I was just gonna say that Valve is a really difficult company because like their whole thing is like they want to release games with the newest technology.
Yeah. And only
They're like
the newest.
Yeah.
they're like the Nintendo of PC gaming, where they want to create gimmicks, but it's like that's just with their new shit coming out. Like when they're working with the new Half-Life, they're like, oh, we want to do this whole thing in VR,
Which was
and they wanted to push the Steam controller, all that stuff. They want to innovate like all the time.
Which it is. It's the best VR setup, apparently.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's like when it comes to their older stuff, they have no idea what they're doing. It's like they've
Yeah.
just decided, you know what? I want to give up caring about this.
Yeah.
Like when they took the TF2 dev team, they're like, okay, TF2, it's been a game for at this time. For what, 7-8 years? It's much longer in the present day, but back when they were updating TF2 to competitive, they're like, okay, let's change the dev team to 5 people, all of which have a collective like 200 hours of TF2 combined.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And then they just ran TF2 straight into the ground, calling old mechanics that have been working forever glitches. They made competitive, and the competitive was dog shit. They changed servers. It was just fucking terrible.
Didn't they remove?
Wow.
They removed the shotgun jump from the force of nature, didn't they? And that was like a mechanic from the beginning of the game.
They removed a lot of shit that were mechanics.
I don't think I heard about that, but they've removed some like really crazy shit.
I remember Israel
Like,
got super pissed off about change they made
Righteous
to the Righteous
Bison.
Bison. He got so
You
upset.
told me about the righteous
the
bison.
Righteous Bison,
He's
literally
been holding
my
a grudge about
favorite
that
weapon
forever.
in the game, and they just said, fuck it. How it's been working for years is actually a glitch.
The problem with the dev team is that they're so disconnected from the community and they have so little experience actually playing and talking to the people who play it that they have no idea what the people
I
want.
feel like that's like every dev team.
Well, it's every
And-
dev team, but especially with Valve though with their older games because they will turn a blind eye for a few years and they'll come back and they'll have no fucking idea how things have changed. So they'll just start chucking their own
Right.
shit in as they think it works.
And another thing that like at the time was like Valve only cared about Dota and CS:GO.
Yeah.
And when it came to TF2, instead of listening to like everyone who's playing the game, they were listening to competitive players like Babeeee. And the competitive players like Babeeee don't care about 99% of the weapons in the game. They care about stock and a few other weapons. So when Valve says, okay, we're going to change these weapons so they're more competitively viable, and then the competitive community still says, we're not going to use these weapons.
Yeah. And it's a huge thing with Valve is they're always trying to improve their competitive community, but the thing is they don't listen to the 99% of people who play.
Yeah.
Only listen to the pro players who have curtailed their entire play style to a certain set of guns.
There's like a pretty parallel metaphor for that in car design, where if you see any car where it's like, ooh, test driven on the Nürburgring, which is one of the longest racetracks in the world, it's like it's essentially the same thing. It's like, why would you test a Fiat Panda on the
I wanna know
Nürburgring?
if I have to pull over off road for any reason, if this car's going to be okay. I don't give a shit if it can drive on fucking asphalt.
On a fucking asphalt
Yeah.
straight for 3 miles.
I don't need hard suspension on my Volkswagen Jetta. Like I did.
I feel like another huge thing with Valve too, the reason they're always so behind the time with updating and whatnot, is because ever since they became the prominent developer on Steam, they got so involved with mediating everything Steam does. They
created Steam.
they created Steam, but they were letting other people like put shit out.
Yeah.
Kind of take their own tolls.
I think
Yeah.
I think that's probably the main issue.
Yeah, they
Converted
they
so much
stepped out.
time to Steam.
Yeah, they stepped out for a super long time to focus on Steam, and then they tried stepping back in, and they had no fucking clue.
They
what
want to
was happening.
sell games. They have, honestly, I believe they have no idea what they're doing.
No,
like
not at all.
especially that was so like well documented when they announced a new Dota game was coming out. And then they revealed fucking what was it called?
The card game.
Yeah.
game?
What,
Yeah.
what was it called? Artifact.
Yeah.
Yoda
Well, you hear the crowd go, "Oh!"
And then it says a Dota card game, and then immediately everyone is disappointed.
Yeah, and you hear boos and jeers and
Yeah, people were
bad.
super upset.
Yeah.
Like when Half-Life Alyx came out,
That's a pretty.
it's a good game. Don't get me wrong.
It's cool concept.
It's good in the sense that it's a sip of water for a man who's died from dehydration 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it's like it's really
like-
fresh. It's like Fiji water.
But it's only for like 1% of gamers.
yeah.
Well, it's only for 1% of gamers, but Half-Life has been such a huge influence on gaming as a whole since it came out that it kind of it needed another part to add to it because Half-Life 2 ended on such a fucking, cock tease note.
Yeah.
And even then, Half-Life Alyx, while it was enjoyable, it brought a lot of nostalgia back and it adds some pretty interesting shit towards like lore-wise.
Yeah.
The game command, like just the way you play the game is unlike any game.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
the
completely in VR.
It's the most efficient VR game out there.
It's
Yeah.
the most efficient VR game, and I'd say it's probably one of the most, not risk taking. It's like one of the most kind of fresh VR games.
This is like the first
Embracive
step
of
forward.
VR.
Yeah, that's what I was
exactly.
about to say. It's like this is the catalyst
Yeah.
of VR gaming.
I think that and Super Hot are generally the only truly
I
innovative
think
games. within
Boneworks
VR.
is really good too for innovation.
I guarantee in like the next 5 years we're gonna see a lot of like
Oh yeah,
really
100%.
good VR games.
Yeah, we just need more ingenuity.
Actually, that VR game where you sword fight is pretty awesome.
There's a couple of those.
I got to play it and I picked up this giant like jug that was like the size of a person and just beat the shit out of someone with this giant clay pot.
And then there's Beat Saber.
Yeah. Beat
Oh,
Saber.
don't forget Beat Saber.
What's it called?
No, that does not count.
I'm really hoping
about
that
Beat Saber.
when the next like generation of VR games come out, they aren't solely VR games, because as much as I think VR is cool, I also don't necessarily have $900 to drop on a
Yeah.
fucking virtual headset.
Yeah.
Dude, you're a PC gamer, of course you have that much money.
Yeah, you're right. Like, when let's say they release, since we're on the topic of Half-Life, let's say they release official Half-Life 3.
Apparently, it's kind of been confirmed by the end of Alex.
Yeah,
That was
that's
kind of confirmed by the end of Half-Life 2.
Yeah, that's true.
let's say Half-Life 3 comes out in the next 5 or so years. As cool as VR would be, I wouldn't want it to be solely VR. I'd like it to be be able to experience in just a first-person shooter, type of PC or console mode.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you, not everybody is going to be able to play VR. I mean, that's why Alex, despite it getting a ton of attention, doesn't have as many players as it would if it was,
Yeah.
a regular just PC.
Well, that's
because it's such
probably
a
the-
small minority of gamers who actually have VR.
Well, how long was it? It was only like, was it 4 hours?
Dude, it was
like
it's actually
5
pretty
or something.
long. It's,
Was it 8?
it was like 8 hours. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Well, it was 8, but that's if like you were continuously playing, because
Yeah.
Yeah. It
8 hours
was
of
longer.
straight standing is
It was
fucking
definitely longer than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah.
Did you play it?
No, but I watched a playthrough.
Okay, yeah, I did too.
I played a little bit of it. It's fun. It's
watched,
just fucking. It's weird to get used
it
to.
it made me want to get a VR. Which
Yeah.
I think that was the main goal of it. To be honest.
Oh yeah, I bet a lot of people bought the Valve Index purely because
definitely.
they wanted to play Alex. But that's like the Valve Index, and then to get the gloves is like $1,200
yeah.
bucks.
Dude, VR is gonna be so weird in the future.
Speaking of games that have taken forever to come out, or that have been out forever and just waiting for a new game release, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Ooh.
So Grand Theft Auto 5's been out since like what? I don't remember the
I
month.
don't know why
It was
you're
end of
complaining,
sixth
dude.
grade.
Grand Theft Auto 6 has been confirmed like 100 times by so many YouTubers.
I know, dude.
Bro,
Like Fernando with his fake.
who did a YouTube video about that?
A lot of
Everyone.
people.
A lot of people, yeah.
Yep. I was scrolling through my Instagram today and I saw some meme, and it was 2080, and there was this old dude sitting on his sitting on his phone or computer or whatever, and he sees a new GTA 5 trailer, and it flicks on, and it's a reskin, and you hear the same audio from the opening of GTA 5, and he just dies. His bed flatlines.
You can die knowing that GTA 6 will come out, bro.
Yeah, I'm convinced that Rockstar is never going to release it.
Didn't they,
They
confirm?
will. They're making so much money off GTA 5.
They're making a shit ton of money off GTA 5 still, and also Red Dead 2.
What? They did confirm some game recently. Because
Oh wait.
games has Rockstar made?
Yeah, Rockstar confirmed that. Was it Rockstar? I'm pretty sure Rockstar confirmed they're making like a medieval open world
Yes,
game.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Which is crazy
Really?
because it's really only been Red Dead and GTA.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can. Oh no,
What do
they
you mean
did.
it's been Red Dead and GTA? It's been GTA. Red Dead was 1 and then 2 just came out.
That's true.
Yeah,
2 came out about.
and they already dropped it basically.
Yeah, no, they've stopped.
Well, they technically have 3 Red Deads. They have Revolver, Redemption, and whatever. I
Undead
think it's-
Nightmare.
The zombie one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Red Dead Undead Nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Isn't
and
the
then
Undead
4,
Nightmare
but-
just like a big bonus pack? to
It
Red
was,
Dead?
but it was also sold as a separate disc, though.
Yeah.
Or-
I've never even heard of it.
It was.
Yeah,
sold
I've never
as a
heard of that
separate
either.
disc.
yeah, I have a separate disc copy of it.
Oh, that's actually kind of sick.
Yeah, but they also did that detective game where you like see the faces and you like try to recognize the face.
Oh, Watch Dogs.
No,
no,
not
no,
Watch
that
Dogs.
was
LA Noire?
that was
Talking about LA Noire.
Yeah, I think.
L.A. Noire.
Oh yeah.
They made that one too. But that's it.
didn't
That's the
know
only
that,
titles I
actually.
can think they made. So that's only 3 actual titles from that
Yeah.
company.
Still, they're
They,
all
s-
solid.
they spend a lot. Honestly, they spend a lot of time on a game, which I would rather that than.
Oh
a bunch
yeah,
of
100%.
shitty-
Like,
That's true.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me like saying they should release more as me talking bad on what they released, because the games they released so far are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's why Mother 3 is taking so long to get here. Like, they're just working so hard.
Yeah.
That will never come here.
Yeah, I know.
We got Mr. Bowser as president now. You never know.
When was the
Because
last?
Reggie was against it, but maybe Bowser
I
isn't.
don't care who Nintendo puts in power. Every time someone is in power at Nintendo, they're a cockhead.
As a member of the Smash community, fuck Nintendo. They don't give a fuck about anything, dude.
No,
Unless it's new.
are super anti-consumer. They don't give a damn about you. They just want your money.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn.
But every company
about,
does.
Yeah,
But-
they just want your money.
Pepsi bottle.
Yeah, but I feel like
Coca-Cola glass.
Nintendo goes out of their way to make it known that they're anti-consumer.
But the,
Like, oh, you're making this free game that uses Samus in it, and it's free.
well, the
Yeah,
thing
we're
is,
suing you.
That's not technically anti-consumer. They're just super pro properties.
Yeah.
Because they really, because they had problem with the CD, with the Philips company CD thing that they made, the extension they made for the SNES, with the huge flops of the Link series. They were like, okay, we have to crack down hardcore. And then it was around the same time was the Mario Brothers movie. So they essentially said, okay, only people in house can make games with properties that we own.
Yeah, I mean,
Sick.
I don't blame
I
them.
guess, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, if it's a free game, it's like I guess, but at the same time, I don't know. I've seen some pretty edgy Zelda remakes. Like I remember there was one. It was like essentially a Pokemon ROM hack, but it was in the style of Zelda, and it was like a Flash game. And you found this guy like dead in a cemetery, and you bring him to like a McDonald's knockoff and give it to McDonald's, and they make a burger out of him.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then you give it to the guard at a castle, and he eats it, and then he dies, and then you can go in the castle.
That's awesome.
That was a quest in the game. It was awesome. I don't remember what it's called, but I played all the Zelda parody Flash games.
Speaking of like kind of cheapish games like Flash games, did you guys ever play the old SpongeBob like plug and play games?
Yes, I had one. I had the one where SpongeBob's nose as the
Yeah, it was
joystick.
that was the one I had too.
Yeah.
I don't remember if this was part of the plug and play, but it was like the SpongeBob Olympics where you would have to do all these events where you'd have to like collect these fucking underwater pickles and shit. You'd have to do like jump courses. It was so fucking cool.
I vividly remember having it, but never playing it.
Oh my god.
I don't ever remember
was-
a single
it was
time I
awesome.
plugged it in.
Plug and play games remind me of those fucking weird games that are just on the PS2.
Yeah.
Like there's some Monopoly clone, but like it's a Pac-Man
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
I know
some
exactly what
other
you're talking
characters
about.
that you have no idea where they're from.
Yeah. But I got so overwhelmed by nostalgia that I was like, yo, Steam has some SpongeBob games. Let's check them out. So there was the newest one. It was like Sponge Out of Water or whatever, some shit.
No, I think that's the remake of the old one. That's apparently pretty good, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a
But
collectible. I'm not.
It was the new one that was released. I was like, I'll play that. I'll pick it up. $25. So I buy it. And then I play it for a while and I'm like, man, this is dog shit. Because,
you expect, dude.
dude, I don't know.
SpongeBob
I was
playing game.
I was
bro.
playing it, and the entire mechanic was like you have to connect or collect these, like stars, like like the fucking flowers you see up in the air in the SpongeBob show.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be like the clouds or whatever. I was collecting those, and you have to collect them to move on the different portions of it, but you have to platform in some cases. You have to fucking attack enemies.
This is the remake of the
You have
old
to
game. I
play the
think.
game.
Yeah, well, it's like it's not a fun play. It's not a fun play style though. It was super like droned and really fucking boring. Which
Play Bubsy 3D.
Bro.
yeah, I don't know what I was expecting out of a SpongeBob
about
game, but I wasn't expecting
Anime
that.
KFC Simulator or whatever it was called.
Israel and I,
KFC dating sim.
we
Oh,
dual
yeah,
played
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
Israel and I have a video of us playing that.
you
I
have a
chopped
whole
it up.
playthrough of it, don't you?
Yeah.
yeah, they do. It was pretty good.
It's pretty funny.
They are releasing though new Lego games. They're releasing an entire new
Yes.
Lego Star Wars game with the entire saga.
Oh, man.
Oh,
And I'm picking that bitch up the second it drops.
that's actually
Yeah.
I've always been a huge Lego game Lego game nerd, but
I like the
my
Indiana
God.
Jones.
When are we getting the Lego Bionicles game?
They've already made a few of those,
oh really?
but not like it's like, I remember you got one with like a cereal box. So that doesn't
Oh,
count.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure they have like a legit one for the DS or something.
Okay.
But I figured out, I learned that Ghibli actually made a video game.
Really?
Yeah, they made like a JRPG and they animated all the cutscenes and designed all the characters.
That sounds like it would be good.
Yeah, apparently it's like a little bit repetitive, but all JRPGs are technically really repetitive. So if you like the style, but honestly, once it goes on sale, I might pick it up. It's just kind of like a kind of mindless game to play.
Oh yeah, that's
But
boss move
I might
right
want to
there.
pay attention to the story. But Video Game Donkey in a review, I think it's his latest video as his video comes out. He's pretty prolific, so he might already have a new video out. But
Oh yeah.
he reviewed a JRPG and he said, this is one of the worst. Oh no, this is an older video. But he said, this is one of the worst JRPGs I've ever seen. Talking about a different game. And then he said, and he's like, here's a bunch of other good ones giving examples. And he said, to be a good JRPG, you have to like have a good story, good soundtrack, do something different. And then it flashed the Ghibli one. And I was like, oh, it does something different. It's got a little something for everybody.
Makes you feel like that.
It makes you feel
Persona
like
5, like the Persona games, are those JRPGs?
I believe so, technically.
Persona 5 is a kind of weird.
Yeah, because everyone talks about those games.
Yeah.
Everyone says they're super
I've
good.
never played a Persona game.
That's a problem with JRPGs is it's not hard to get into. It's just you have to kind of look for it. That's the good thing about Smash is
I like-
a lot of people didn't know about Earthbound even.
Yeah.
I like JRPGs that aren't like fucking Final Fantasy 1.
Oh my god.
Where
Yeah.
you just start the game and it's like, fuck you, figure it out. Like, okay.
All right.
I've never played a Final Fantasy game except for Final Fantasy 1.
I played the one for the Game Boy Advance, which I think was just called Final Fantasy Advance or something.
Nice.
And then I played Final Fantasy 7. I played through almost the first disc, but then I got bored because I just can't play story-driven games. Also, that game hasn't aged very well.
Yeah, no. They keep making so many fucking Final Fantasy games. I wonder when they're going to start racing the fucking 20s and 30s.
When's gonna be the Final Fantasy? Bro, that was so epic. Look.
Well, Final Fantasy 1 was supposed to be the Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they actually were only gonna make one, and then they
And
were
now
like,
they have like 17 of them.
that did really well.
Now they're just remaking them.
Yeah.
yeah.
What I found really interesting, because I don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy like at all.
Same here.
So like, as just like someone who observes Final Fantasy from afar, you're just sitting there and you're like, Final Fantasy 10. Okay, that makes sense. And then you come back like a month later, Final Fantasy 10 2. And you're like,
What?
excuse me?
Oh yeah, they make and then at the beginning, so many things were so messed up about like Nintendo. Well, not specifically Nintendo, because Final Fantasy is what, Square Enix,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I believe it
Japanese
was just
games.
Square when it started.
Yeah, because then they absorbed Enix, I think. But when they first got imported to the US in like the 80s or the 90s, they got a bunch of whole things mixed up. Like Mario Brothers, the first, what was it? Mario Brothers 2 in Japan is actually Mario Brothers The Lost Levels here in the US. Because I thought the Americans couldn't do these harder levels.
Fucking stupid.
I think the same thing happened with Final Fantasy, where they released the first few, but then they like skipped one completely in the US. So like you can't play. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
something
yeah.
Really
yeah,
dumb
I
like
know what
that.
you're talking about. That did happen to Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it happens a lot to.
And the whole stupid Americans thing is part of the reason why Earthbound flopped in the United States.
Yep.
Because they were like, Americans need guidebooks to play RPGs.
Oh, yeah.
So including the guidebook with the game made the game cost like twice as much as
Yeah.
every other game.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then the advertisements were like, this game stinks. It was like, wow, this epic advertisement just said this game stinks, and the game is like twice as much as fucking Super Mario World.
And you know
Don't
what?
forget about the scratch and sniff. That
The
smells
scratch
like a
and
fart.
sniffs were epic. One of them smells like pizza though, and if you smelt it and like knew that it was pizza and mailed Nintendo that it was pizza, they would give you a little car dangly scent. That's the pizza man in Earthbound, and he makes your car smell like fresh pizza.
That's
What?
cool.
Why doesn't Nintendo do shit like that anymore?
Well, they used to for the
This isn't
Nintendo
90s
Club.
anymore.
the
Money.
90s was
That's
sick
why.
for video games.
The Nintendo Club was pretty
Yeah.
sick.
But also, Nintendo didn't have multi-billions of dollars of customers.
Yeah, they did.
Well, they did, but not as fucking big now.
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Well, they were.
Pokemon immediately like made them so much richer. It's insane.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, it immediately picked up, but they definitely didn't
think
have
about
as much fucking
think about
notoriety as they do
think
now.
about what how Pokemon was advertised. Gotta catch them all. Look at all these fucking monsters.
Same company. Game Ape turned into Game Freak.
I know that was Earthbound.
Yeah. Same dude. What's the dude's name?
Nate, are
Dude,
you in the shadow realm?
You're talking about the guy who owns Ape?
Yes.
Yusato Itoi?
Yes.
yeah, Nate, why haven't you said anything today?
Nate's
said,
in the
like, two
shadow
things.
realm.
Say some words, Nathan.
Just fucking vibing, dude. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like, I don't really care about video games as much,
Nathan,
and I don't
tell
know
me
anything
one
about
thing
Nintendo.
you really want to talk about right now.
Something I really want to talk
Yeah.
about.
Really want to
Just
talk
right
about
now.
right
Really
now.
want to talk about it. Say it.
We will halt all conversation of Israel's literal favorite game just to talk about something.
But I don't care. Like, I'll just listen. Like, I'm fine with just
no,
listening.
we need you to talk.
Okay.
So bring up a topic.
A topic to talk.
A topic that you want to talk about. Go.
Fuck, dude. Now you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I guess we could talk about. Okay. Real briefly, we could talk about my Sports Illustrated calendar.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Nate picked up a
Transsexual,
new.
by the way.
It's what?
One of the women on the Sports Illustrated is transsexual.
Really?
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
So progressive. I'm a. What can I say, ladies?
Wow. Anyways, let's talk about your sexy woman calendar.
Basically, I just saw it at my work, and I was like, "That's fucking epic. I need that."
God, I need to bust
Sports
a nut.
Illustrated. To Sports Illustrated. Nate's on that level.
What's your favorite month?
My favorite month?
What's your
Yeah,
favorite
on the
month in the calendar?
Like, oh, you mean like of the picture of the female?
Yes.
I haven't scoured and like really.
No.
That's the thing, though, is like if you look through, then it kind of spoils the fun. Cause
Yeah, like,
I don't like March.
That's right.
Yeah, then
You know?
then it's just like, oh man, what a bummer.
What's the men's version of that where it shows like ripped dudes? and
Chippendales?
Chippendales.
We got Dane that.
Yeah.
Was that for your birthday?
Yes, it was for my 18th
Yeah.
birthday.
I got him candy and a Chippendales
Nice.
calendar.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then your mom saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I showed my parents and they were like, all right, that's weird, whatever. And then they found it in my room later because I just forgot to throw it away. And then they were like, Dane, what is this? And I was like, dude, I
You've
literally
seen
showed you
this.
gues this 4 months ago. And they were like, all right, just making sure.
It's making sure you're not gay. We won't love you if you're gay.
Bro, not true, bro.
Bro.
It's not true, dude. That's not how it works.
But speaking
You
of
threw
like,
away my present?
Yeah.
bless.
Oh, you also gave me a little hula girl.
Speaking of
yeah, that was
lewd
that me.
pictures.
I think I gave you the hula girl.
You guys ever been to Vegas?
No.
No.
I have,
Okay.
but I've never been to the strip.
So when you're on the strip in Vegas, there's these little ladies, and they have decks of cards, and all of these cards have like I don't think they're technically porn stars. I think they might do porn, but it's mainly to go onto their website and order a prostitute, basically.
Oh, like
So they hand out these cards, right?
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck.
No.
They don't care if you take it.
Sin City, baby.
So they hand it to you, and if you don't grab it, it's on the floor. So you'll be walking through sections of the strip that literally are just littered with naked women on the floor.
Hell yeah.
And I remember when I was like fucking, I don't know, 10, and we're walking down the strip, I'm like, trying to like eye like all the like porn on the floor.
Yeah.
And then they had like a website that they were advertising. So I memorized the website.
Yeah.
And then I would go back to the hotel room, pull up my DSI, and go to the internet browser on my DS. Just to cop a view of some titties.
That's awesome.
Nice.
so good. I remember I was.
Vegas doesn't give a shit
Oh, no, they
about
don't care
public
at all.
like display. You'll be sitting on like a sidewalk waiting for your light to go so you can cross the street. And you'll see this, they have billboards on wheels. And this billboard on wheels will pull up, and it's literally call, I think the number was 720-6969-6969-696 was the phone number. And you just order prostitutes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm pretty sure Nevada is one of the only states where prostitution is legal.
I think it's actually technically illegal, so they have to name themselves as escorts.
Yeah.
But nobody
It's
cares.
also legal to drink publicly in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of trying to cop a look at some boobies when you're young, I remember I was back home for a summer, and we were chilling, or I was chilling in one of the rooms, because at this point it was probably 9 o'clock, so my grandparents were asleep, and so they had DirecTV. Oh. And
You going on pay-per-view?
hold on, I'll get to that. So I was scrolling through the TV channels, and they had shit like Invader Zim, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and shit on it. But as I would go down more and more, I'd see Hustler TV, Playboy TV, Cinemax, and I was like going through and I was going on the channels, and it would play like a 3-second video clip if I were to go on Playboy TV, which wouldn't show any titty or anything like that, but it would show girls in like bikinis, and immediately my like 11-year-old brain would think,
Yeah. You're just overwhelmed and don't know what to do.
yeah. So I was like, must see more. So I would start scrolling through these channels, and progressively would get more and more like hardcore. It would be like Playboy TV channel, and then 3 down, it would be like Bang Bro is hard bitch gets her ass fucked by big cock. And I'm like,
HC's takes giant black cock.
Yeah,
I gotta see it.
so
12 is like, I don't know what any half of those words mean.
at that point, right next to those channels, like just a couple up would be Cinemax. And sometimes during Cinemax, it would be like their night showing hours, so they'd show sex scenes in movies. But, you know, it wouldn't just be like you see the backs, you'd see full on boobies and dick. So I was like,
There's like a famous movie where there's a sex scene where
Yeah.
they actually have sex.
Yeah.
I can't remember what movie it is though.
hold on, I have to keep going though, because it gets even better.
Okay, good.
So
God.
I go and I watch the Cinemax scene, and of course, you know, I'm 11 years old and I'm watching people have sex on camera, so my mind is racing right now. And at this point, I've never jerked off yet, and it would still be a little while before I did. But
So you're just sitting there with your eyes, just like,
I was,
boing, 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 boing.
yeah, I would sit there with my eyes and my wiener both going. Boy, yo, 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 yo.
Here.
Dude, that's like the sound my dick makes when it gets hard.
Yeah.
Your grandma is like, who's doing the blow up mattress?
Now Gage's bed popped
Just
again.
playing GameCube.
So after that, I was like, the next morning, I was like, holy shit, that was exciting. So I grab her laptop because I'm like, can I use your laptop? And she's like, yeah, sure, why not? So I go on it and I go on her internet browser, and I was like, I didn't know pretty much anything about TV shows. The only thing I fucking knew were cartoons. And she decided that she wanted to keep her safe search off. So I just go and I look up Avatar: The Last Airbender naked. And the entire screen was just filled with cartoon porn. So I'm like clicking on it with the fucking trackpad. I'm like clicking on images and shit, and pop-ups are coming up like saying,
No.
"Alert from Microsoft. Your computer has a virus." And like I would be clicking on all that shit like, oh, it has a virus? Okay, so I click on it, shit would download, and I just keep clicking on more cartoon porn images. So eventually it got to the point where her entire fucking screen was like, on the upper right-hand corner, it'd be like Katara having her shit gaped by like a fucking like gigantic pole. The bottom would be Sokka with a 5-foot cock, like having sex with 4 different people, Appa raping some girl. And I'm just like,
Wow.
what is this? Oh my god. And
You stumbled into the rabbit hole.
I did.
Yeah.
And mind you, the entire time, viruses are downloading onto my grandma's computer. This is her work laptop, mind you. So she sends emails and shit from this. She looks at like important business shit on this.
I like to imagine that you got like a spam email downloaded into the thing, and it's just found all of her email contacts and sent them all like
Oh, that'd be funny as shit.
whatever the girl from Avatar.
Katara.
Yeah, Katara porn.
Yeah, but eventually she goes, you know, Gage, where are you? I'm like, I'm in the room, Grandma. And she's like, I need my laptop. I'm like, okay. So she comes in, and I thought I was closing it, but all I was doing was minimizing the tabs.
God, you dumb.
So she comes out, and she brings her laptop out, and you know it's a clear screen for the moment. So I'm thinking, whew, I just dodged a bullet. 20 seconds later, oh my god!
Appa, what are you doing?
And she calls me out.
Damn, you got your shit fucked, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, "What's up, Grandma?"
Some like
It was a virus, and
goes-
my pants fell down.
and she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "So what's with this?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Like, it's a virus or something." She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah." She goes, "Okay." I'm like, "All right, bye." So I go back in my room and I slam the door shut, and I just sitting there for the rest of the day, and I'm like, "She know?"
bitch, you crazy.
I just like
no.
I like
She never
to,
brought it up again.
Gage
but-
becomes suicidal.
There's like a Finnish server laboratory in the middle of the forest, and they're like, "We got another 12-year-old. We got him roped in. His grandma's computer don't know what hit her.
Bro, it gets so
But
steamy in
it-
here.
it
It
was,
does get hot in here."
That was probably the scariest porn incident I ever had, and it was even worse by the fact that it like Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of my favorite fucking TV shows ever.
Man.
So
Every scare factor like porn incident I've ever had was like totally fine. My mom like the first time I beat my meat, my mom walked in and was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I turned my phone off, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just laying on the bed." And she's all, "Why'd you turn your phone off?" I said, "'Cause you're in here. You
should have just been honest with her.
Oh no! This was
Really
a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, my mom walks in while I'm mid jack off, and she is like, "Where are you?" And she realizes what's happening, and I look over. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's all, I'm just gonna go to the grocery store. I just wanted you to know." I'm like, "Okay." She's all, "I'll be back. I love you." I'm like, "Love you too."
Oh no!
Okay, I just want to bring something up. Every time one of you says something like, "I'm gonna beat my meat," or like, "I'll rape somebody," Dane just goes. He just like recedes into the couch.
Retreating back into his shell. He's like, please, no.
When it comes to getting caught masturbating, my mother is the worst.
I've never been caught.
She catches me fucking like 6 times out of 10, and every time she goes, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm jacking off."
Well, to be fair, I don't really do it that often.
I don't either. I have to
And
do
if
it
I-
frequently enough though, because she ruins my nut half the time.
Dude, if I do, I make sure that like it's nighttime, everyone's asleep. I have privacy.
Yeah, no. See,
Y'all do it when everybody's awake.
no.
Everybody's doing something
like
else.
90% of the time, I usually jack off at night because I realize people are asleep. But there are 10% of times where I am so like I am vigorously horny. Like,
Dude, you just gotta wait it out.
dude,
Dude,
it gets to a point. Where,
impossible.
Especially with online class now,
God.
because now you can be like, "I have class in like an hour," and then you're just like,
This
"Okay,
reminds me
epic
of
time." Oh, I know what you're about to talk about. I'm so excited to talk about
So,
this.
in one of Israel and I have a class online together, and we were in the middle of class. Our teacher, well, I'll just call her Sensei, but our teacher, you know, she's talking, she's saying stuff, and some guy pipes in and he says, "Oh, you know, I'll answers the question," and she's like, "Okay, good job," leaves the mic unmuted.
No. She said, "Everyone unmute your mics," because she was about to like do like questioning on everyone.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we hear,
It was like
it was so like clearly audible porn mode.
for like 10 straight seconds too.
It was insane. And Dane was watching my cam, and I just started dying of laughter.
Yeah. And I texted him. I was like, "Did you hear that?"
that's awesome. Holy shit.
Wait, it was the
And
dude. It was
every session is recorded, so we can go back to the exact moment that guy was watching porn mid class.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I can't pull it up because it would have to be on my phone. I don't have it.
Yeah, we can look it up later.
Yeah.
But
But
It's pretty awesome.
it's
I can't-
insane.
That sounds. Wow.
And it was like, it wasn't like hard. It wasn't like a hard moan either. It was kind of like like it was soft and quiet.
Do you think he was like fucking with you or
No. I mean, there's no way. I think it
Because
was.
after I laughed, that's when he turned it off.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: why was he like just watching porn? Like what?
he was probably jacking off.
But
It's
like,
not like the camera was under his desk. There are people who have their camera pointed at their fucking ceiling.
Yeah, like there's a dude, the sensei will say, "Oh, you know, everybody pick up something and say what it is in Japanese." And one person just, you know, it's an arm just only in front holding an Arizona can. And he says, "Kore ga soda desu."
height.
There's probably some weird people in that class though.
There's it's surprising lack of weird people.
We got this kid with the do-rag.
Yeah, there's a dude with like a straight up do-rag. He's super tight. Yeah.
I haven't seen him since day one, though.
No, he might have dropped the class.
But this before what I was talking about getting caught masturbating though.
Oh, yeah.
Similar.
So
Before you start, how many times do you guys talk about jacking off on this podcast?
A lot, actually.
lot.
Times. Yeah.
jacking off, I do it
I think
once a
we've
day.
only
It's
talked about it
part
like
of the
twice.
routine.
I think this is the second time.
But we talk about sexual things or just bodily.
We talked about
fluids.
shit for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
is off limits
I mean,
anymore.
that shit's funny.
It
But
was hilarious.
I feel like you just gotta get it out of the way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could talk about this all day.
So
Obviously, we're 10 episodes in and we're still not out of it.
We're still talking about piss, shit, and cum.
yeah. But anyway,
up, Mom?
speaking of cum, so
You,
now,
you genuinely scared me.
yeah, same
Like,
here.
you scared me.
No, my mom listens to the podcast.
Anyway,
No,
Yeah.
so
Hi, Dan's mom.
so now I only masturbate at night now because I've learned my lesson
Are you serious?
ample amounts of times. But for a while, up until like, even up until a little while ago, like when I was 19. What do you guys?
I didn't know that
Get over it.
Dane's mom was.
Well, she's still only on the second episode as the recording of this
Oh,
episode.
this train's gonna hit her
Okay.
so
Oh
hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
So here, Dane's mom. I'm gonna tell you about my masturbation habits. So
Oh my god, dude.
now I only masturbate at night.
It's not as bad
I don't
as
think
Matt
you needed to
Watson's
say
song.
that.
No, that's whatever. Every podcaster I've ever listened to is like, "What's up, mom? Just want to say hi."
And then cum? They say that? Hey, mom, cum.
Well, they do talk about.
But
fucking
anyway, I
each
just
other.
wanted to interject in the middle of Gage's story. I just want to say Matt Watson and the "I Love My Dad" song. I can never be worse than that.
That's
Why?
Have you heard? Oh, we're showing you that after the podcast.
Like, do you hear what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Have you heard the "I Love My Dad" song by
It's about
Matt?
having sex with his dad.
Yeah. He talks
is
about
that-
gargling hot pee.
How is that not worse than just talking about jacking off?
Wait, your mom heard that?
No, that's the song by Matt Watson.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So anyway,
Anyway,
which is
fuck.
interrupted for.
Gage would be like, I want to talk
I
about
want to talk about me touching
masturbation.
my dick. So
Sorry.
Sometimes
So, like I said for the fourth time now, I only jack off at nighttime now for a good reason. But up until even till like probably 7 or so months ago, I would maybe do it in the morning because you get to a point where you're so viscerally horny that you cannot hold it until nighttime. Like your dick is dying to release and you have to do something about it. And even then, I can't do it in my bathroom because I essentially just have like fucking reverberation all throughout my bathroom. There are such good acoustics. You can hear every going back and forth. It would ring throughout the house.
What are you gonna do when you're in the military?
I'll jack off quietly.
In your bunk, just like
Dudes do that all the time.
kind of weird.
You gotta learn the pressure
pressure
technique.
method.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to
use
learn the
pressure.
pressure
But-
method.
Anyway, so I'm
Wait,
jacking off. What?
Let Gage finish the story.
Let me finish, you fucker. God damn
been
it.
on the same stupid point.
Just
for like-
remember your question.
Yes.
So, I'm sitting down one day and I'm thinking it's probably midday around like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, fuck, I am so horny right now. Like I need to jack off. And so I'm chilling in my room and I'm thinking, I can either do it in my room or I can do it in my bathroom. Then I remember, well, my bathroom is connected to my mom's room, which is always open, and there is only wood panels on the floor and really shitty fucking plaster walls.
Oh, so you got amazing acoustics.
Yeah, it fucking reverberates throughout the entire house. Like you can hear me. I shit you not. You can hear someone rip a piece of toilet paper off from the bathroom in my kitchen. So
That's terrifying.
So beating my dick is a
couldn't do
no-go.
anything in that bathroom.
So
The shower on.
yeah, the shower I haven't touched in that bathroom for over a year.
Ooh, that'd be kind of grody.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm thinking, all right, well, bathroom's probably not the best idea. I'll just do it in my room. So I shut my door, and I have covers on my door so no one can see anything inside. And so I start pulling up some material, and I start thinking, all right, I'm safe now. So I start masturbating a little bit, and I'm like, all right, time to up the ante. I can kick it into overdrive now. So I start going more aggressively. And I'm not like death gripping my dick.
grips?
No, not death grips.
Okay.
No, not death grips.
It goes like
But so I'm not like furiously gripping my dick, but I'm beating my meat pretty hard at this point. So I'm probably 3/4 of the way there, and I'm like beating super hard. And
I love your hand motions. It's just
we get big hands.
Yeah, you gotta get very your body into it.
yeah,
so I like it. You're getting in the moment.
yeah. So I'm feeling about 3/4 of the way there, and at this point, I kick it into maximum power, and I am going full speed. And without warning, I hear my doorknob turn, and my door flies open. And my mom comes in with her phone in her hand laughing, and then she looks at me sitting on the edge of my bed, fully naked with my dick in my hand.
Wait, why the fuck were you fully naked?
Guys, you gotta get comfortable.
Okay, I get
He
it.
does it on a pretty
I grabbed the
scheduled.
I grabbed the towel.
It's like
so
a special moment.
I wasn't like sitting on my comforter. I already had a towel that I used to shower, so I was sitting on that.
Yeah.
And I already had tissues like handy, so I was prepared. But I wasn't prepared for my mom busting in at full speed, looking at a Facebook meme on her phone, and getting an eye full of my fucking purple-headed warrior.
Oh my god.
That's a really good description.
So she comes in and she sees me rip my hand off of my dick, and she goes, oh my god, and turns around and starts walking out. My dogs bust in the room to see what the fuck is going on. So I'm like, fuck. So at this point, I'm just covering my hard dick, which is like pointing out from the side of my hand. Like, it's impossible to cover a boner.
You went from like a level 2 threat to a crisis level.
Yeah,
in under a
seriously.
second.
I have a
1 minute to
I
midnight.
have a question though. Did you guys talk about it afterwards?
Oh, no. Not at all.
You have never talked about it.
No,
after.
it's like that every time. Anytime she catches me, we don't talk about it at all.
I feel like
I'm
that's
just
a
open
protocol.
about it.
I would just be like,
Yeah.
hey, like,
I'm open about it. I just don't want my mom getting a full view of my scrotum. Like, it would be a different thing if my back was turned to her and she's like, "What you're doing? Like, what you doing?" But in this one, she gets full view of everything. She gets the view of like my fucking head. She gets view of my hand on my dick. She gets view of like the underside of my nuts. Like, she gets the whole 9 yards. So I can't have that conversation with her right then.
wait.
What?
What's the pressure technique?
Oh,
That's a question for Israel.
so I am a masturbation connoisseur. I'll tell you what. The very
Oh, if
first
you should-
time I was jacking off, I invented my own way to come.
Sorry.
So, the traditional way to jack off, right,
Yeah.
is you get your lotion or lube or whatever,
An Indian
and
burn.
you get your lotion or lube or whatever,
a fire
and
going.
use your fist like a fleshlight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pressure method completely removes this necessity for this process. So all you need is your boner and a surface. And that surface can be your hand even. And once you have a boner, you just hold your dick down like this, right?
Okay.
And then you just kind of do some hip motions.
Okay.
And then eventually you'll bust a nut. And it feels great. In fact, I prefer it to traditional masturbation.
You should be a sex therapist.
Probably could be.
I prefer sex and Benner.
Every kid wants to grow up to be an inventor.
invented sex.
Israel, inventor of sex.
Oh, speaking of finding out ways to jack off, the first few times I tried masturbating, like, legitimately, like, going for it, like, all right, I know this is masturbating, I'm gonna do it. I tried this method where it's like you clasp your hands together, like you're, you're being patient, you're like having
like
your
you're
hands,
praying.
yeah, like you're praying almost.
In a way, you are.
In the words of Connor O'Malley, isn't masturbation essentially praying?
So it's kind of like praying hands where you have them clasped together. Okay. But I decided I get both of my hands wet and stick my dick through it. The thing is, though, is that it's so hard to use because you have to jackhammer yourself on your dick.
I feel like that would hurt. One wrong move and
Yeah, so I tried it for the first time.
you're hammered.
And I was like going up and down. You're essentially just jackhammering your dick with both your hands. And I was getting so into the motion of it that my legs were like fully flexed out. And I smacked my hands on my dick so hard that it actually hurt my balls.
Okay. So I actually wanted to go on the pressure method a little bit more because I thought of some funny stories related to it.
Okay, great.
So I want to talk about first about how I invented it because I don't know if you've heard this story, but
I have.
So the first time I'm thinking about it, right? Before this point, I was looking up like bra pictures and shit to like find
Wait, what type?
Bra.
bra pictures.
okay.
To like see titties without looking up titties. And then all of a sudden I was just like, fuck it, I'm going ham, and started looking up lesbian sex gifs. Like it went from I kind of want to see titties too.
Softcore porn.
I want to see lesbians scissoring right now.
yeah.
So
Jesus Christ.
there's this video
You wasted no time.
or there's a
not at
gif
all.
of these two women and they're like humping on each other, right? And I was just like, I wonder what would happen if I mimicked what they were doing. because she was just kind of moving her her hips, and I did that, and then I came, and I wasn't expecting to come because I had no idea. So when I came, I was like, "Oh shit, that's not good." I was so freaked out, like it hurt, and then the next day, I was like, that did kind of hurt yesterday, but I kind of want to do it again.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The pressure method is I think it's the ultimate way to jack off because you can just get away with so much when you're doing it. One time I was on a road trip. And my sister was she was asleep next to me, and my parents, of course, are in the front.
Horny.
And I was just really horny.
Boys are the worst.
And when you're in the horny mode and you've invented a way to jack off that doesn't require any noise or lubricant or lotion
Or even hands.
Or even you'd have to take your dick out either.
Yeah, or even having to take my dick out. I just did the pressure method in my pants and fucking came in the car.
Somebody please make an animation of this.
Oh,
I don't think that's allowed on
Please
YouTube.
don't do that.
I'd like to give as a follow-up to that, I'd like to give a shout-out. Should I say, I think we've already said his name. Isaiah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fine. Our friend Isaiah is doing the only official and endorsed CTTV Clips channel.
hell yeah.
If you would like,
bio.
as a fan, if you would like to clip, if you would like to clip our videos, go ahead and do it. But we'd like to endorse our friend Isaiah first. Links will be in the description from here on out to his clip channel.
Hell yeah.
Wait, is he doing visuals with it?
No.
No.
No,
Clips.
he does make very nice thumbnails though. I do like his thumbnails quite a bit.
Guys,
Yeah.
I really
Isaiah,
like
please
this
make
thumbnail.
very nice thumbnails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
He
like
does.
2 pictures, but he uses like the right colors, and it's like good pictures. I like it a lot.
We love you, Isaiah.
We love you, Isaiah.
Yeah.
Say I love you, Nate.
I love you.
So, do we got any more?
Why is it funny when I say it?
You say it funny.
Do we have any more
Fuck you
masturbatory
guys.
stories?
There was one time when I was camping, and I just did it in a tent with my friend's entire family right next to me.
Hell yeah. That's
Pressure
what I like
method.
to
You're
hear.
weird.
It's just, I mean, if
Nice
you have
boss.
that kind of power,
When you're just in the mode and you can do it silently, it's just, I gotta
How could
crank
you
it.
not?
And when you're, I don't know, 12, 13,
you just don't
you don't
know.
give a fuck.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, yeah.
Now, I would consider doing it, but I wouldn't.
Because you respect the privacy of others at this point.
No, I just don't want to come in my pants.
Oh. That's all.
Yeah, that's the
Parallel
sole reason.
thinking. We'll leave it at that.
Oh my god. This isn't a masturbation story, but it is a story of
Thank
hearing
God.
people have sex.
Nice.
So
Ooh, I have a good one about that too.
I was on an airplane back home one summer, and I was probably like 14, and I had to use the bathroom really badly. I was at the point where I was about to piss myself, and I didn't even have an empty bottle or anything, so I couldn't even finagle my way with that. So I go to the bathroom, and I look at the door, and it says occupied. So I was like, okay, I'll wait like a minute or so. So I'm sitting there, just waiting and waiting, and after a while, still nothing. So I knock on the door, and nothing, no words or anything. So I go to sit back down because I'm like, fuck, maybe I'll just have to wait like 5 minutes, and I don't want to stand for that whole time. So I go and I sit down and I'm waiting, and I get back up and I go back, and now I'm starting to hear shit. I'm hearing a bit of rocking in the cabin. Then every once in a while I hear like a, ugh, oh, fuck.
That's weird.
And I was like, huh? So I didn't knock this time. I was just like kind of listening, and progressively me like more, and then the rocking got even heavier. It got more aggressive. You could hear shit slamming up against a wall like super aggressively, like. And mind you, this is a pretty small ass bathroom cabin. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I knock on the door, and there's one loud moan that just goes, oh! And I was like,
How old were you?
14.
Okay, so you like you knew it was
I
happening.
knew it was happening, but
You kind of can't believe it when it does happen.
I could recognize what the sounds were, and I could put two and two together, but part of me didn't believe that they were being disaggressive in this airplane bathroom.
That's so.
Mile High Club.
Yeah,
So
so
I was a kid, dude.
weird.
I walked in on my dad's roommate having sex with somebody.
Nice.
And it legit scarred me as a kid because I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
oh, sick.
Oh, my story about it wasn't me personally hearing people have sex. It was actually about my grandma. I think it was the night
What?
I went to prom sophomore year with a friend of a friend who I'd never met. It was a really weird experience. But that's besides the point. But my grandma, she came over to our house the night before to eat dinner with us, and she, we're just talking, have a good no, wait, she lived with us. Anyways, but she was we were talking, she says, don't go on any parties afterwards. Yeah, okay, Grandma. Don't forget who you are. Grandma, okay. And don't go to any hotel rooms after prom, because one time, me and your grandpa were in a hotel room, and some kids after prom were having an orgy next door.
Ace.
Okay, grandma.
Okay, Grandma.
What?
That's the whole story, but it's one of the most uncomfortable stories.
Hell yeah.
I don't think you realize how often, like, when you're at like a party or something, you will walk into somebody just like getting head or getting fucked.
I've
yeah,
actually never been. I've been invited to parties, but it's not really my scene.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do there.
Yeah, I just kind of stand around.
Vibe out.
I've been to two parties, and both times I just kind of sat there doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a fairly social person,
Yeah, okay.
but I don't like socializing with plastered drunk sophomores.
No.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
fair.
when I was at one of the parties. This guy comes up to me and he says, "Dude, you're so funny. Where have you been, dude?" And I said, "Avoiding people like you."
Nice.
Hey, oh. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like it's weird because there's like separate groups within a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always there.
And sometimes there's just like those chill people that don't do anything.
I have some great party stories.
I'm the only one here who has ever been to a pub, though. I've been to a true.
True English pub.
So, it's a Halloween party, and I'm dressed as a communist Hungarian secret police officer, right?
Yeah.
And
As you do.
I'm friends with the host of the party, and
Who could that be?
we're
I can't say his name.
No, don't do that right
I
now.
know. I'm a friend of the host of the party, and he asks me, "Can you please keep my girlfriend upstairs? I'm trying to hide cigarettes from her."
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I say, "Yes, no problem." And so she's searching the room upstairs for cigarettes. She comes to me because I'm guarding the stairway. She says, "Is there cigarettes up here?" I said, "Yeah, pretty sure there's cigarettes up here." So she keeps going around and around. She can't find any cigarettes, and it's whatever. Then the host of the party comes back upstairs and he says, "Okay, you're good to go." Right? So I go downstairs later, and she's still looking for cigarettes. And she sees me on the couch, and I'm wearing sunglasses. And she comes over to me, and she says, "I still can't find any cigarettes. Are you sure they're upstairs?" And I take my sunglasses off, and I look her dead in the eye and say, "Would I lie to you?" And then she bolts upstairs to go look for more cigarettes.
Oh my god, I love that story.
Oh, man.
Such a Chad moment.
It is. It's such a Chad moment.
Yeah, dude.
Do you have another one? Or is that the only one? What's
That's the only one I want to tell.
only
Yeah.
one you were notable for? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like thinking of stories I have, and I'm like, I don't think I can talk about that.
Not until you're 21, technically.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, you could talk about.
no, you can still technically talk about it. I mean, Joe Rogan talks about how he did DMT, and that's really illegal.
I never drank at parties. I never drink at parties.
I just don't think that's super smart.
Yeah.
Especially at like a young age, just like kids barely even know how to drive, and then they're gonna.
My thing was like, I was like, if I drink, I have no idea how I'm getting home.
Yeah.
I actually had one of the weirdest interactions, two weird interactions at these parties. The first time because they were both Halloween parties, the first time I showed up, I wasn't in costume. And, I was just hanging out like normal. And this guy comes over to me and he says, "Do you try to sound like iDubbbz?" And I was like, "Dude, what?
What?
I sound nothing like iDubbbz. I don't even know what you're talking about." And he's like, no, you sound like iDubbbz, dude. What are you?
You have to tell me who this is after.
Okay. And then the next time I was dressed up as the Hungarian police officer, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting outside by the pool, and this girl comes over and she says, "Oh my God, you put in all the work for this costume," because it's a legit uniform.
Yeah.
So of course it looks like I put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, you just buy it off of an army surplus store and
So, oh, thank you. And she says, "What's your name?" I said, "Israel." And she says, "Oh my God, you're a foreigner, aren't you?" And I said, "No."
Is this someone that we've gone to school with and you?
I have no idea. I have no idea who she was.
wow, right on.
Oh wow, that's epic.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And that was my only interaction with her the entire night.
Nice.
Wow.
You're a foreigner.
The parties I've been to have been like really fucking stupid because I would never really do anything at them, but I'd like kind of be more like the retard sitter for the people there.
That's what I didn't want to
Yeah.
be.
I thought
That's
it was
what
funny
you would be
after a while.
trapped into doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
In elementary school, my friends were already planning like, okay, Dane will be the designated driver, and then we'll get plastered, and then
Really?
Dane will drive us home. Yeah.
Those aren't real friends.
Well, I'm not friends with any of them anymore. So.
based.
Well,
The first party I went to,
they're not in this group. You know.
me and Nate ended up cuddling at the end of the night.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, we did, home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what exactly happened, but basically me and Nate slept in sleeping bags next to each other or something. And then when I woke up, Nate said that either I was hugging him when we were sleeping or he was hugging me when we were
Nice.
sleeping. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
I think it was just mutual.
You guys are just
Ooh.
It was just like, I don't know, man. I was asleep. I don't remember what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it's
I wasn't
whatever.
conscious either.
Last party I went to,
Did you guys have?
bruh.
You guys get drunk and have sex together?
Last party I went to, it was someone's birthday, and they had a pool out back, so there was a decent amount of people there, and they're like, "Yo, come in the pool with us." And no one told me that there was gonna be a fucking pool party. I was sitting there wearing a pair of fucking jeans,
Dude, I've had that happen to
and
me
they're
too.
like, "Come in the pool." So I was like, "I'll roll my jeans up and put my fucking calves in, but that's it." So I'm sitting there, and my friend comes up to me, and he goes, "You hold this puff bar for me?" I'm like,
I remember you telling me.
yeah.
about
So I
it.
was like, "Okay, sure." So I'm sitting there with the puff bar, and I'm just fucking holding it the entire time. And this person, I'm not even gonna mention the gender, it swims up to me, and they're like, "You have the puff bar?" I'm like, yeah." And they are fucked at this point. And he's like, "Do you have the puff bar?" I'm like, yeah." So I go, "Can I use it?" I'm like, "Sure, here." And they go, "Oh, no, just like hold it for me." I was like, "Okay." So I hold it. They swim up to the edge, and I'm just fucking basically bottle feeding a puff bar to this person. So then they get done, and then they pull back, and then they go swim away. 20 seconds, they come back.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. They come back, and they rest their fucking arms up like this on my legs, and they're like bottle feeding the puff bar out.
Wait, I have to know the gender of this person.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
This
There's
is
so many things we're
Imagining a
mentioning after.
dude doing this is fucking hilarious.
But I'm bottle feeding this person the fucking puff bar. And they just keep coming back and going. And eventually my friend goes, "Oh, yo, by the way, I got a cucumber one too." So everyone goes, "Yo, get the cucumber one."
Yo.
So he gets out of the pool, goes to his bag, and he hands me the cucumber one and goes, "Just keep doing what you're doing." So
That
for
sucks.
like the next 20 minutes, I'm just bottle feeding these retards puff bars.
Great.
That is so epic.
That's really funny.
Yeah, and they all go inside and fucking, "Oh, we have super hot sauce." People take it and they're fucking crying.
The duality of
Dude,
man.
I would love to see an army of drunk teenagers
Oh my
take the
God.
world's hottest hot sauce.
They-
I think that'd
Me
be
and
the
Gage had the
That's
world's hottest hot
content.
sauce.
we had the world's
content.
hottest hot sauce. It was not that hot.
It wasn't that hot.
Did you have like a spoonful?
Maybe they just said it was the
Spoonful? What the
world's
fuck?
hottest to sell.
Only
it.
a spoonful.
No one uses a spoonful. What the fuck?
That's true.
No,
They
we
put
had
it on
Well,
crackers.
idiots use a spoonful.
Well,
and
we
a bunch
had-
of drunk teenagers.
Even then, we had a pretty decent size and it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, the person who was having the party, who invited me over, their sibling comes down the stairs and just gives me the dirtiest fucking look on the planet. Like they looked at me like I fucking killed their dog or something.
I'm the only
But
sober person here.
they just stare at me like for a good 5.5 seconds, and then quickly jut their head away, walk to the fridge, don't make any eye contact, and stomp their way back up the stairs. I was like, what the fuck was that for? They're like, I don't know, I guess they just don't like you. I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
All right, I've literally been nothing but tard guard this entire night, but sure. But yeah, that was my most recent party story.
Nice.
How recent is most recent?
Dude, no one's been at a party. This
Multiple
year.
months. Like, it was months
That's
before
true.
quarantine.
Yeah. It's been close to a year.
The last party I went to was probably like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, like it was a while ago. But besides that, I kind of decided after that, you know what? Maybe parties aren't really my thing, because
I don't like them. Oh no, the last party I went to.
You've had some bad consecutive party experiences too.
Yeah, I have.
I was talking to Gage, but I don't
I
know.
definitely have. But the last party I went to was a Halloween party, and my friend, I'm not gonna say his name, but I know you all know who he is. He said, "Stay at the party. I'm bringing Melee." And there's like just a shit ton of people in this room, and I was just like, "Bro, there's like this whole house is filled." He's like, "No, I'm bringing it. Stay there."
Dude,
my God.
Nate, was it? No, it was you and I went to a party and there was a broken GameCube. Yeah. And Ty and I spent the entire night trying to fix this GameCube, and we got it
And we
working.
fixed it.
And all of the chicks swooned, bro.
Yeah,
Hell
all the chicks came over to us because we fixed the game.
And then we were like,
You're welcome."
I'm over it. And then I think we just left.
No, we jumped on the trampoline for a little bit.
That's true.
You're welcome, white hose. Now we have to leave.
Yeah.
I can play the 1,000-Year Door like a champ.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, shut up. It's over.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.